Hello, neighbor. Right here, Rebecca. Just not Becky. And Albert. Just kidding. He doesn't have any teeth and only half a jaw. He can't hurt you. Don't be scared. And Poppy Pants. Now he would hurt your ankles if he came in. So you should be scared of. And he has most of his teeth. But he is missing a leg. Still fast. All right. So, and we have coffee. Hello. Because let me tell you, this girl is tired, groggy, woozy. Because on top of my regular seizure meds, I don't know if you've seen it. I think I talked about it once before, but I've got a clot. We'll call it Plantastica. Maybe it's a boy, Plantastico. And they've been trying to figure this thing out for a while now because they don't know why I have a clot. I didn't travel internationally, that's for sure, for the flight and the clots. Not because I'd catch a clot, like malaria, where you have to get vaccinations. Anyway, I go to the hematologist finally today. Regardless, now I'm having this pain everywhere, and they put me on this new medication. Don't worry, it's not narcotic. I've been clean for 7.5 years now, so I don't do narcotics. No. Anyway, this medication, oh my God, on top of the seizure meds, it makes me tired. Let's talk about today's video. Now I have an itchy nose. Want to itch it for me? Thank you. Whew. You itched it a little hard. Okay, so today we're going to talk about plant trends and what my thoughts are on them. How about that? Because I have some thoughts. I have some visual aids, I think, on some of them too. We'll get there. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is this whole unicorn plant thing. Now, I like unicorns, particularly I like the fact that they fart glittery rainbowy, I think that's the medication. Rainbow colored glitter. They fart rainbow colored glitter, and I like that. I like that a lot. So, the rainbow plant thing. I think that all of those variegated, super special, expensive plants are gorgeous, of course, because how could they not be? Like the monsteras and this new variegated Adansonii, right? I think that's a thing. How can that not be stunning? And those super fancy variegated syngoniums. Who wouldn't want these things, right? But also spending hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars on a plant, to me, is a bit excessive. And I know to some people it's worth it. And I'm not judging, but this girl, one paycheck maybe covers my rent. And I'm talking like a bi-weekly paycheck. So, and you've seen where I live if you've watched other videos. I live in an upper of 100-year-old house that's squirrel infected. Oh my God, infested. It's probably infected too. Maybe that's what's going on with my speech and mind. Regardless. So I find beauty in those plants, for sure. Again, no judgment. However, I also find beauty in the plants I find for bargains. So, okay, now, my thoughts on grow lights, the purple and pink ones. I just did a whole video on that. Grow lights that are seizure friendly. So you already pretty much know my thoughts on them. However, I'll just tell you again. They're not very seizure friendly. And I hear that even for people who don't have seizures, they cause some trouble for the eyeballs. And I think that you can do almost just as well, and maybe for me, they seem to do, I mean, fantastic with just regular daylight bulbs or the white grow lights. But I'll show you what happens for me with those purple grow lights. I have some footage. Cut. Oh, I hit my head. I hit my head. But I didn't swallow my tongue, because that's not a thing. Okay, now let's have a little chat about all of these articles on plants that can live with no light. Like in dark rooms, in bathrooms with no windows, and all of that. Yeah. What do you think of that? So I decided I would try this out. They all list Aglaonemas. I have one. So I thought, oh, I have closets. They don't have any light. I don't have any plants in my closets. Let's give this a whirl. I thought, it says plants you can care for in rooms with no light. So I thought, let's care for my Aglaonema, which is beautiful, and I got it at Aldi for like $8. Let's care for my Aglaonema in my closet with no light. It'll be fun. Okay, here's my Aglaonema. Isn't she pretty? All right, we're gonna put her in my closet here, and then we're gonna care for her. For some reason, when I'm filming, I can't spin my camera around, so I had to stop it and spin it. That's okay, you can't see my messy room. Now I'm gonna warn you, I've got dirty laundry in my closet. Oh, I gotta put my Aglaonema up. Okay. See, no light. Oh, look at that dirty laundry and clothes and stuff and shoes. All right, going in, sweetheart. There you go. Closing the door. All right, I'll come back and care for her. Okay, got my watering can, my moisture meter, which I always use. And going back in the closet. Never thought I'd say that. Came out of the closet a long time ago, and I was in the closet for a lot of years, so it's kind of sad. But anyway, going in the closet to care for my Aglaonema in the dark. They say it's fine. Hi. That did not go well. I would not recommend caring for plants in the dark. Even Aglaonemas. Stick to caring for plants in the light. Stick to the light. So, the next plant trend I want to talk about is semi-hydro. Leca. People are loving it. The little clay balls. You put your water in a little vessel, you put the clay balls in, you put your plant in, and some special little chemical stuff, nutrients, and your plant flourishes. People love it. They say it's clean. They say that, you know, you don't have to have soil and that plants are flourishing. Flourishing, they say. Some people are just propagating in it. Some people are growing all their plants in it and they love it. And it does. It looks super cool. So I thought, maybe, and I considered it, but so I got some of that leca and I put it in my little thing and I got my plant in there, and I have crazy dogs that are always on top of me and I'm a bit clumsy, but I thought we'll give it a try. Oh my God, stay off of me. And I was inspecting my roots and looking in there to see what happened, and then my dog jumped. I'm thinking leca's not for me. I think I'll stick with soil. Okay, a couple more to talk about here. One is watering your fish tanks. No, watering your plants with fish tank water. I think it sounds like a pretty genius idea because they say that it's got all the right junk for your plants. Kind of like, I imagine, using fish emulsion as fertilizer, right? However, in my experience, when I've had fish tanks, which I love, by the way, they're very zen and beautiful. When I've had fish tanks, I dread cleaning them, and they tend to look like, let me move over, this fish tank pretty quickly, because I tend to let the water go down and down and down. And I don't think the water that ends up being in my fish tank is probably the water that my plants would enjoy. And then this isn't really a trend. Well, maybe it's a trend, but it's something that I came across an article and I thought it was kind of funny. It was called, I think, 10 Immortal Plants for Your House. I'll put a picture of it here. 10 immortal plants, or 10 immortal hanging plants for your house. Immortal. Now, I'm not sure if that means like superhero plants or godlike plants or just they don't die, but I'm pretty sure the article when I read it was like plants you can't kill. Now, the plants that it featured included string of pearls. I've seen an awful lot of people talk about how difficult string of pearls are. And I think we've all had a little bit of a challenge with string of pearls. The other plant that was on that list was the Pilea peperomoides. I've also seen a lot of people recently talk about how many leaves they're losing on these bad boys. Personally, my Pilea just lost about 30 bottom leaves in the last month after being insanely bushy for like 6 months. Now, probably more than that. And they can be fussy. So I wouldn't call it immortal. And I definitely wouldn't call a string of pearls immortal. That's all I have to say about that. I have one last plant trend to discuss. This is a plant trend that has gotten pretty popular, and I think for good reason, because it's extremely cute. This would be the pots that look like heads, cute little faces on the front, and then people pot a plant in that has nice foliage that hangs down and it looks like hair. Everyone's seen them. They're very, very cute. Look. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. I would love them, but they tend to be pretty pricey. So I thought, why not DIY one? I'll be back. Okay, so like I was saying, why go out and buy a head planter when you can DIY it? It's just as beautiful. And you can hang out in the corner. You could hang out right in the middle of your living room, anywhere, and look fantastic. I mean, why not just make it permanent and wear it out to a party? Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video today, talking about plant trends and my thoughts. Remember, I never tell you to like and subscribe, but you might as well. And Albert hopes you have a plantastic day. And Poppy is off trying to find food, so he's sending you a long distance whoa. Bye.